A penalty for Barry Edwards to take. And he makes a hash of that one. Curtin trying a long drop goal. Not a bad effort, but he's pulled it over the dead ball line for a 25. With 12 minutes to go, the scoreboard showing level pegging, 12 points all, and I must say it's difficult quite to see how the counties can find another score at the moment. Here comes Jarrett. Oh, Ken Jones not quite able to pick that up. Walker Nathan is there, looking for support. He's still got it, what a strong man he is. The All Blacks moving it across the field, but the whistle has gone. And it's there put in, 15 yards out from the Monmouthshire 25. One against the head, but it wasn't cleanly in and out. I doubt if the All Blacks will be all that satisfied with their performance here this afternoon. But the fact is they've scored 2 tries to none. Monmouthshire just managing 4 penalty goals from Jarrett. And a penalty here for the All Blacks against the hooker for lowering in the scrum. Lahore tossing it to Fergie McCormick. Well within his range with the breeze behind him. It's about somewhere between 40 and 45 yards. Monmouthshire 10 yards off, standing absolutely motionless. Has he got it? He has! He's got it! McCormick strikes for the All Blacks, who lead now by 15 points to 12. A very crucial kick that for the All Blacks, and in fact they're ahead now for the first time this afternoon. 9 minutes to go. Now can we see a last supreme effort by this county side? Perhaps it's asking a bit too much. They've certainly given all they've got this afternoon, and the All Blacks get another penalty for an offence on the ground. And McCormick taking it on his own 10-yard line. New Zealand 15, Monmouthshire 12. Under 10 minutes left. Counties 25, Monmouthshire 25 rather. Curtin doing very well to come inside there, hoisting a nasty kick. Edwards underneath it on his own line, and he's missing it, and it's picked up, oh, by Cottrell, who lost control of it. Steele got his hand on the ball, but it must be a 25. That was a very lucky let-off for Monmouthshire. Laurie Daniels, drop-kicking, second or third bounce, straight into touch, gaining quite a bit of ground, up to the 10-yard line. And it seems a long time now since Monmouthshire were within really striking distance of the All Blacks line. Walker Nathan hunting from the line out. And another penalty from almost the same spot. And needless to say, the same kicker. And if this one goes over too, it really would be rubbing salt into the wound for Monmouthshire. Again, it's about 40 to 45 yards. 7 minutes left. 15-12 at the moment to the All Blacks. And he's pulled it this time. It's a 25 dropout. Larry Daniels having half a mind to take the drop out himself, letting his fly half, Grindle, have it. Oh, picked up by Tremaine. And there's one that didn't come off. Here goes Tremaine. And that's Major coming up. Tremaine. Oh, my goodness, what a try. What a try by Tremaine. Well, I said earlier that when he was within reach of the line, there was no more dangerous forward. A stupendous, powerful burst by this All Black flanker. He played such a glorious game against Scotland last Saturday. And that, I should think, settles the hash of Monmouthshire. It's a third try the All Blacks have scored this afternoon, to none by their opponents. Increases their lead to 6 points, 18-12. McCormick from about 20 yards in, no, rather less, 15 yards. Probably in business with this. No, the wind didn't quite come to his aid. So it's 6 points the difference, 18 points to 12. 5 minutes to go. 3 tries to none. So there can be no argument if this is the final result. There can be no argument about its justice. Here he comes, Brian Lahore, Tremaine again. Long kick down to the corner, Barry Edwards coming across, up comes Steele, the flyer on the left wing. Davis coming down, knock on was it? By the fullback? No. Yes it was. Referee not reacting, just a little peep on his whistle. Commodore Lamb handling this match with calm dexterity. And again a very dangerous situation here for Monmouthshire. Right down in the corner. Everybody's threatening to come in the line. Steele, the blindside wing, and McCormick. They've got it. There goes going. Dummy. No, it wasn't a dummy Simmers. Curtin knocking it on. Lahore going back for it. Certainly the All Blacks have made more mistakes today than they would normally reckon to do. 4 minutes to go. Well, they've got it, but they're going back. Oh, they're trying to wheel it. And it's Turner who hacks it into the touch. About all he could do. This Countess pack, outweighted, has been under considerable pressure in the tight and has done pretty well, really, not to give away more than, I think, 1, perhaps 2 against their own head. Or rather, on their own head. So here's Steele. New Zealanders, you'll notice, 10 yards in from touch. Here goes Walker Nathan. Arthur Lewis. Ken Jones coming up. McCormick on the Monmouthshire 10 yards line. Failing to find touch. Barry Edwards for Monmouthshire. And for Monmouthshire, the problem, as it's been for a long time, to fashion some sort of worthwhile possession. They've had precious little of it. 3 minutes to go. Precious little good possession for quite some time now. Let's see whether they can make something of this line out. Here goes Curtin. Good acceleration. Kick down to Edwards, the mark, inside his 25. That's in touch. Lahore's under it. Not a spectacular player, Lahore, but what a fine one. Calm, quiet, massive, always in the right place with a wonderful positional sense. Steele out of this shot, throwing into the line out. Ken Gray looking for support, trying to slip it to Tremaine, to Lahore. There goes Tremaine. New Zealand put in. No, it's the other side. Referee coming through the front rows. So it's Glyn Turner on the Monmouthshire 10-yard line. Very little time left now. They've got it. Trying to work the blind side. Arthur Lewis. No, it's the fullback up in the line, Barry Edwards. Slipped back by Tremaine. Here goes Jennings, the lock forward, using all his power. Paul Watts slipping it back to his wing. The referee pulling them closer touch to the point of the infringement. And again, it's the put in for Monmouthshire. 18-12. 1 minute to go, plus injury time in this second half, and with Tremaine bearing down on him, Barry Edwards slicing his kick a little bit into touch. The New Zealand power really has told in this second half, a remorseless build-up of pressure. The ball has been lost on this side of the field. They're waiting for another one to arrive. Almost in injury time now. Jennings foiled at the line out. And Tremaine, we've seen a great deal of him in the second half. Tremaine in trouble in front of the crowd there. I got a fleeting impression as he disappeared under the crowd that he may have got an arm or a hand somewhere near his eye. 40 minutes gone in the second half, and the crowd are beginning to run wild coming onto the pitch, and they'll have to be cleared off because it's certainly not no side yet. Seems to me the entire junior population of Newport are coming onto the field, and the law is taking a hand and sending them back again. Well, that's a very unusual thing to see on a rugby field. And mobbing Jarrett. They'll have to wait just a moment until everybody's off the enclosure. The referee won't let them go on for a moment. Almost clear now. Is that straight? It's one for the centres. It's taken by Arthur Lewis with Ken Jones outside him. Here's the last chance. Is it Ken Jones? Can't quite escape the tackle of Davis in midfield. Jennings piling through. Here goes the scrum half. Turner. And that's just about the only time in the match that one of these Monmouthshire centres has had the ball and has been able to put his ears back and really go. But even then, the All Blacks' defence was good enough. Here goes Ken Gray again from that line out. My goodness me, what a burst. Slipping it to Walker Nathan. Walker Nathan losing it. Major is there. Lahore is there. Lahore picking it up again and slipping it out to it's Muller. Muller, the prop forward, who scores. Well, it's irresistible stuff. Gray, Lahore. And finally, after Nathan, Muller, the power man, 17 stone of him in this All Blacks pack. It's the fourth try. 4 tries to none. Monmouthshire really can't argue about it. Although they must have had dreams of glory at half-time when they led by 12 points to 6. Generous applause from this knowledgeable Welsh crowd when they see a fine piece of rugby. In the 42nd minute, McCormick tries to make it 23-12. And he has. The referee looking at his watch, or is he writing in his notebook? Doing both, no doubt. And still a little bit of play left. So a case here, 23 points to 12 of the All Blacks being threatened, but only threatened with their first defeat of the tour. Monmouthshire kicking off again, taken by Sam Strawn, who made a mark, but got rid of it just to be on the safe side. So here he has a second shot. Tall, rangy lock who plays with beads in the test side. Comes from Manawatu, lovely names they play for. Wairarapa, Lahore, Manawatu, Taranaki, Waikato. Romantic names. This is Jarrett. And, well, he might try an up and under. Why not? Not a bad one either, and it's bounced back nicely for them. But no, they can't get very clean possession on the halfway line. Going, very quick service to Curtin. Is McCormick up in the line on the blind side? What an eager attacker this McCormick is. Can't keep him out of it. In the 44th minute now of the second half, and there can't be very much time remaining. The light beginning to go. Quite a chilly evening. Little bit of drizzle beginning to fall, just a drop or two. Going, putting it in on the Monmouthshire 10-yard line. Up comes Curtin, going at full pressure on the blind side. Curtin very nearly through, slipping it to Walker Nathan. No, not quite. Up to the 25. Whistle's gone. Monmouthshire put in. Definitely a match today where the All Blacks have reserved their best for the second half. It's McCormick picking up very well just inside the Monmouthshire half, but he's caught. And here's a counter-attack. That's it. That's the end. Crowd swarming on the pitch to engulf the players. And this magnificent All Black side led at half-time by 6 points, 4 penalty goals to 2, providing a very emphatic answer in the second half, scoring 4 tries to none, and beating a very gallant Monmouthshire side, who made a noble effort, they really did, but beating them by that final score, 23 points to 12.
That last drive was a tremendous.
Visay on the move, the Fiji fullback. Nakabalubu helping him. Koro fed out to Makula, number 10. And the Fijians are going to find a gap if it kills them. Testing the Welsh line in every point. Makula again. Oh, this is Sova. Up there, plenty of support, oh, but after all that high-catching stuff, there's been an infringement back near the Welsh 10-yard line. Oh my goodness, I've never before heard booze at the Arms Park for a visiting try being disallowed. It shows you how popular these Fijian visitors are. Substitute, Quadromo. This is Bevan, the Welsh right wing. And it's an indication of how wet that ball is that we're seeing so many distinguished players fly kicking. More tempting to kick than to attempt to catch under critical conditions. But look at that. No trouble with that jump. Ukula, Bali, Udromo. Visay is in the line. This is Barrow. Crossing the 25. Visay is outside him. He's going to do what he did to England just 1 week ago. Deep inside the Fijian 25. The best position Wales have occupied for some time. Here goes Llewellyn on the field. Howells is with him, number 3. Now Wales want it. What's happened there? It's a try. It's a try, there's no doubt about that signal. And if we can look into that cauldron of players, it could have been Mervyn Davies, or it could have been Llewellyn who got there. Llewellyn is having the plaudits of his teammates. And although there's only a point in it, young Wales, knowing they'll have to pull out all the stops to eradicate this 1 point by which they're trailing. That's David outside him. The try. And that unconverted try by Ian Hall.